All right, we're going to start off with a stick of butter that we're going to throw in this pan and throw it in the oven as it preheats to 350. And yes, I'm using a throwaway dish because I'm taking this somewhere. While the oven preheats and this butter melts, we're going to go ahead and get our dry ingredients together, which consist of 3 cups of self-rising flour, a cup and a half of granulated sugar, and 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Once those are in the bowl, we're going to whisk them till everything's homogeneous and ready to go. When those get combined, we're going to add a cup and a half of milk and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. This all comes together pretty easily. I use a rubber spatula and kind of mix everything together, and it comes together about like a biscuit dough. So don't overwork it terribly. Just as soon as everything comes together like a dough, just leave it alone and grab your butter. Now, do remember when you're taking this pan out of the oven, it is going to be kind of hot. This cheap aluminum thing does cool off pretty fast, but it's still not a terrible idea to go ahead and once you get close to the edges, grab that spatula that you use to combine the dough and force it into the corners and the edges really good. Be careful though, because that butter is almost boiling, so if any comes up onto your fingers, it's probably not going to end well. Now on to what makes this cobbler ooey and gooey. We're going to take 2 cups of granulated sugar and half a cup of cocoa. And I trusted the internet on this next part, and the irony is not lost on me, but they were incorrect. It calls for 3 cups of water, and of course I'm like, hey, I'm going to use coffee instead of water because that's actually going to add some flavor to this. 3 cups is way too much liquid for this. As you'll see by the end of the video, it's just way too much. I couldn't actually even get it into the pan because there was so much liquid. As you can see, I've got about a half a cup that didn't even make it in it and is to the top, and I was genuinely terrified to even film putting this in my oven because I knew it was going to wind up all on my floor, so I just filmed closing the oven door. Like any curious cook would do halfway through, I take a peek at this and see what is going on, and oh my gosh, it is just about to make a mess of my oven. It didn't. Somehow this didn't turn into catastrophe, but as you can see, she got some jiggle to her. Underneath this is still probably a solid cup of this coffee, chocolate, sugary stuff, and I highly recommend going down some very curvy roads and sloshing that out. But anyway, the overall end result was pretty good. Went over very well. Based on how much I could not fit in the pan and how much sloshed out in my truck, I'm going to recommend that you only put a cup and a half of coffee in yours if you try this. And let me know how it goes. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed.